Hi, everybody. Welcome in as we get the second game of the day underway. Georgia Highlands taking on Andrew College. Robert Williamson along the commissioner of the GCAA, Dave Elner. Opening game, a 10-5 win, East Georgia State. Dave, that was a pretty good ball game. 5 round trippers and all of them solo shots.
Yeah, and then the big thing was that 3-inning contest. There's a 1 pitch, 1 out right there. Big thing was that 3-run, 2-out inning. That was really the dagger against South Georgia right there by East Georgia. Could have had the 3rd out right there at first base with 1 run scoring, but after that, everything sort of went south from there.
And, of course, as a result, East Georgia now moves on to play Georgia Military later on, about 4 o'clock or so this afternoon. And for South Georgia State, they got an elimination game tomorrow against the loser of this one.
They do. You're correct there. And then, after that Georgia Military game at 4, and let everybody know, hey, if we're going early, we might start a little bit early because most of the time softball or baseball we're running late, and if we can get it done earlier, then that helps everybody out. And if we're dealing with potential rain Friday, we definitely want to look at those avenues. We don't want to say that 4-letter word we don't want to bring up again. All right, so
it's a nasty 4-letter word.
Yes, it is. It is. So, but we got softball right here. The 3 seed Georgia Highlands going up against the 6 seed Andrew College.
Base hit for Tristan Bennett, a 1-out single. Andrew College with a base runner on, taking a look at that lineup. Offensively, Valicia Burris is the one hitter. Lined out to third, Tristan Bennett singling into left. Batting second, Casey Thacker is the 3 guy. 4-hitter Emma Warnock. Reese Crossland batting 5th. Leah Singleton 6th. Hope Bennett 7th. Jazz Lang is the 8-hitter. And in the 9th spot, Bailey Prescott. Georgia Highlands countering with Athen Hudson in the circle. Behind the plate is Caden Warren. At first, Emily Freeman. Second baseman, Abby Yates. Shortstop is Abby Hall. At third, you'll find Amani Green. And that Charger outfield, Hayden Joynerman left. Center fielder, Emma Darrow. And Macy Andrews in right. 1 on, 1 out. Down to first with the throw, able to get back safely is Bennett. Little overcast, we're not complaining.
No, well, listen, we'll take the temps we've got today, take the spotty clouds, give us a little break every now and then. But, we'll feel the temperature later on in the afternoon once the sun starts getting on the western side of the building here and it's up against our backs. And we've been here long enough to know that we're not free of warm or hot weather. So, but we'll take this cooler temps right now while we've got it.
Back a year after going to Georgia Highlands last year. But there have been many a GCAA softball championship played here. I'm trying to think of the first year. Was it 11, 12, somewhere around there?
Somewhere around there, yes.
And more GCAA softball championships have been played here since then than anywhere else. Popped up. That'll get into foul territory. A lot of bodies nearby, but nobody can get to it.
It's a good location logistically, sort of center point of the state for everybody. Strong Rock's fields are wonderful. Coach Ken Deaton here at Strong Rock does a great job with that. Fields look good. We've got access here where we are able to sit up here under the portico and a good view of the ball game with your announcing. So everything's good. Pop up there.
On the infield, an in-wheel drop. You had Hudson coming out of the circle and Warren from behind the plate, and each thought the other would get it.
Nothing hurt there, because the runner on first was holding with a pop out. Was still able to get her into force at second.
Now batting for Andrew College, the center fielder, number 9, Emma Warnock.
So instead of a fly out to the pitcher or catcher, you got the ground out for Thacker that gets bitten off the base path. Thacker at first. Emma Warnock taking a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Two teams we haven't seen yet, and we will. Georgia Military and Gordon, on virtue of their 1 and 2 seeds, got the opening round off. That's into left field, base hit for Warnock. And a couple of base runners on. And by the way, that 1 and 2 seed is huge. If you win, you play so many fewer games.
Yeah, that winner's bracket is where you want to be, because you drop down the loser's bracket, you really got to fight your way out. Whether it's softball or baseball, you don't want to be in that loser's bracket, because eventually you run out of pitching. And in baseball, you do. Softball, you can still get by, but it's still a struggle.
Well, is it just me, or has softball changed? I'm thinking when we first were here, you'd have that one pitcher that would work every single game, every at-bat. Now you don't see that.
You're right. I mean, you would have that one pitcher, but you would have that backup. And basically that backup was just to give that pitcher a rest here and there. Mm-hmm. But, man, that number one pitcher was a workhorse.
Yep. Now you got a rotation of sorts. Well, I don't know if 2 is a rotation, but most teams have got at least 2 that they go back and forth with. Foul back to run the count 2-1 on Reese Crossland.
Well, you'll see her probably the next game, Alyssa Jones from Georgia Military. Memory serves me correctly, I think she was undefeated this year.
Wow.
I think she was 10-0. She's the pitcher of the year, and rightfully so. She was player of the week, I think, 4 times during the course of the season.
Big part of the reason GMC is the number 1 seed.
It is. But as we discussed earlier, that number 1 seed has been a jinx here at Strong Rock. The number 1 seed has not won the championship.
Here?
Here.
I did not know that. I knew that the 1 seed was struggling to get wins, but I did not know they were winless here.
I think that's correct.
Walk of Crossland puts Thacker at third, Warnock at second. Bases loaded with 2 gone. Andrew Collins with an opportunity to make a big early statement. Georgia Highlands an opportunity to get out of the inning. Leah Singleton to the plate. Hope Bennett moving to the on-deck circle. It is popped up into right field, coming in to make the catch. Macy Andrews. Singleton will fly out. 3 get stranded as we head to the bottom of the first. Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craps got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Bottom of the first, Imatero will start it off. Abby Hall, the two-hitter. Amani Green batting third. Kat Kimball is in the 4 spot. Emily Freeman hitting 5th. Caden Warren 6th. Abby Yates 7th. Macy Andrews, the 8-hitter, and Hayden Joyner is batting 9th. Meanwhile, Casey Thacker is in the circle for Andrew College. Behind the plate, Valicia Burris. First baseman Bailey Prescott at second. Leah Singleton, the shortstop Krista Bennett. Hope Benton at third. Left field, Reese Crossland. Center field, Emma Warnock. And Jazz Lang in right. Bases left loaded in the top part of the inning off a single base hit. As we head to the bottom part of the inning. That is ground up the middle. Imatero with a leadoff single. And a base runner on for Georgia Highlands.
And Georgia Highlands, we just announced the softball all-region team yesterday morning, and they've got 5 ladies on the first team. Go through those right quick for you, Robert. Emily Freeman, Amani Green, Emma Darrow just had that base hit, and Hayden Joyner, and Mary Catherine Kimball. All those made first team all-region.
Bunt line down, Thacker picks up, won't make a throw. It'll be a bunt single for Hall. And a couple of base runners are on. Well, and Georgia Highlands finishing 13-5. Actually have the best winning percentage overall of any team in the conference. But that includes your non-conference games. So Tanner Robertson in her first year has played pretty well, or coached pretty well. Up the middle with a base hit. Throw coming to the plate. That will be over the head of Burris. Darrow scores and would have anyway, but with the throw, Green moves to second.
So with a couple of base hits here in the first inning, the Lady Chargers plate one, 1-0 lead, and have a runner at second and third with 0 outs in the bottom half of this inning.
Ken Kimball coming to the plate. Winner of this one's got Gordon. Loser of this one has South Georgia State. Into right field on the run, able to make the catch. Lang tagging and coming home is Hall. It'll be a sacrifice that makes it a 2-zip lead.
Boy, as shallow as she caught that ball, she's got to realize that the runner's tagging. I think a quicker reaction, she caught it, then looked to see if the runner's was coming. You've got to go ahead and assume the runner's coming. And I think that difference might have been the difference between runner being out and safe there at home plate.
Hall coming in to score. Kimball drives her in. And there is another base hit into left field. Green will score, and then it rolls past Crossland, giving Freeman another bag. Single and an E7. And it's a 3-zip Charger lead. Caden Warren to the plate. Abby Yates moving to the on-deck circle. Well, let's go back to the fall basketball. That year, 2024, as compared to the fall of 2025. Have there been any changes? Are we seeing coaching changes? Anything at all different, at least at this moment?
Yeah, of course, I don't know if you know this, but East Georgia's consolidating with Georgia Southern.
I did not know that.
That's big, but they say they're keeping athletics in Swainsboro. So that should be interesting to see how that works out. We had consolidations back in 17, in which we lost a number of our schools. which hurt us. If we have another round of consolidations, that's going to hurt us again. But they're saying they're going to keep athletics there in Swainsboro. So Georgia Southern, which is NCAA D1, they'll do their thing, and then Swainsboro do their thing. Let's just say I don't know if it's been finalized yet. I've heard it all through grapevine. There's a base hit.
Into right field, Warren on, and Freeman going to third.
We could have some change on the women's side. I started to say something, then I thought, wait a minute, I might just walk myself into something.
Not that you haven't ever done that before.
No, especially working with you here. I don't know why I keep coming back to help you, because I really just end up getting myself potentially in trouble, because you know me, I speak freely 99% of the time, and I think that's part of my problem. My wife says you're too blunt, but then people throughout the conference say, well, they know where they stand.
True.
So I guess depends on who's on the recipient or non-recipient side of that.
Well, I won't pull that information in. But
I'll tell you what, I'll try to text and see if it's finalized or not, and I'll let you know. But we could have a change on one of the women's side.
Now, if East Georgia did not play basketball, how many does that bring you down to?
Puts us down to 5, just like we've got with baseball.
Punt laid down by Yates.
No one there.
And again, no throw, and coming in from third, Freeman.
Wow. Bunt there. First baseman charges. Second baseman, she never moved. Her feet were in concrete. She's got to that's her position to get over there and take that throw on a bunt with the first baseman charging.
Couple of runners on, one away. 4 are in for Georgia Highlands.
Now batting for Georgia Highlands, outfielder number 18.
Macy Andrews to the plate. Hayden Joyner to the on-deck circle. Obviously, these teams played one another in the regular season, and they were all pretty big Georgia Highland wins. 18-3, 14-zip, 18-zip, and 15-0.
What scares you about Georgia Highlands, they can hit. And I think if other teams that face them during this tournament, if they get pitching there, can that negate the hitting that the Lady Chargers have?
And the impressive thing about the hitting, at least thus far, is they're not aiming for the fence. They're just dropping in base hits left and right.
Listen, if you can play station to station or get an extra base hit here or there, you don't have to hit the long ball.
Sent foul on the left side.
You get a runner at first base, a base hit in the gap a little bit, first and third. All of a sudden you get that twice. Next thing you know, you've scored 2 runs. You're still in a first and third situation. Things haven't changed except the score.
And where Georgia Highlands is concerned, they played at 4, have 2 on. Right back up the middle. Nice knockdown by Thacker. Goes to first. Gets Andrews on the 1-3.
That was a great job by Thacker there to save a run.
And there is 2 away for Hayden Joyner. I understand that Coach Robertson's family in the Huntsville, Alabama area watching. We'll say hello to the Robertsons as that is hit to right, and Lang will make the catch. Joyner with a flyout. 4 runs played, 2 runners stranded. We've played 1.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Bottom third of the order in the top of the second. Hope Benton starts it. Jazz Lang, Bailey Prescott. 2 up in the inning, 2. Was it 2 years ago here at Strong Rock where we stayed an extra day, or was that like 3 or 4 years ago?
I wish it was 20 years
losing
ago
track of
because
time.
that was one of those things that we can't control the weather, and you just got to make a decision to call it. And I know there's some people probably weren't happy, but if the field conditions aren't playable, you can't make them playable unless you have AstroTurf. And this facility is not turf. And so, get a lot of rain, no amount of kitty litter that you spread out on the infield is going to dry it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, that's what we had to deal with. Hopefully we can get through today and tomorrow and get through this.
Now, there is a chance of rain on Friday.
Yes, it is. And as long as it just stays a chance, I think we'll be good.
4-game day today, 4 games tomorrow. But now Friday is what?
2 with 3 total if we include the if game.
With a little later start.
Well, here's the thing: as we've got on the website with the bracket, our games are subject to start early, and we put that notation with a little asterisk before and after that sentence. So if you get mad because the game is started early, I'm sorry. We've got to do the best of trying to get a tournament in. That's what we've got to do. So if we get through today and tomorrow and the weather changes, we might move Friday's 10 o'clock game up. We've already told the coaches that might move up to a 9 o'clock start. Oh, and I need to tell you that too, don't I?
Well,
it would help.
That's right.
I would have gotten there before Friday.
You assume that I just stay here, right, in the parking lot, in the van. That is hit towards right field. That'll drop in for Jazz Lang. On her way to third is Benton safely in, and on the other corner, Lang. Andrew Collins with runners on the corners.
Did Benton jam that ankle sliding into third base? I don't know that or a strawberry issue on the leg, but she's hopping a little bit.
Yeah, but I think she just told Coach, hey, Coach, this is championship time. I'm going to suck it up. I've told you before now, I don't know that you agree. I think we've had this conversation. Girls are tougher than guys.
In some instances, I would agree 100%. Hey, listen, if you can birth a child, dang right you're tougher.
Well, even
Listen, I've seen guys with a hangnail cry like little babies.
Squall.
Like, really suck it up.
But if she's in pain and she appears to still be, she's like, hey, let's keep playing the game.
Listen, undergrad, we treated all of Georgia's football players. And especially during spring football, they'd fake an injury to get out.
Down to second. That'll wind up in center field. Coming home is Benton. And that throw's too tall. All the way to third goes Lang as Andrew Collins is on the board.
They're a little juiced up right now. You could tell that throw in home had a little extra giddy up on it. And you start playing in the moment there, and there's your first opportunity to throw it at. So got probably a little jitter there to try to settle it down, but 1 run is scored. Runner on third at this point.
That runner in third, Lang. Prescott trying to drive her in. Nobody out on the top of the second. Felicia Burris to the on-deck circle.
But I had football players want to skip spring football, and then we start working them out on the rehab on the Cybex machine, and after a couple of days on that, they miraculously got well and wanted to go back to practice.
Hudson's pitch, a little high and inside.
Yeah, but over the years, you and I both have seen some of the ladies take some shots, and like, wow, she got up from that one.
And then we do baseball, and
Now batting for Andrew.
we see them not take shots and don't get up.
Alicia Burris.
Sorry, guys. I mean, they're just tougher.
I don't know.
That's not true across the board.
You get a 96-mile-an-hour fastball in between the shoulder blades. I don't care who you are. That does not feel good.
Maybe I'm basing it on me and what I would do, because I would be crying mommy and curled up at home plate. Top of the order, Burris. Burris lined out to third. Was the first out in the first inning. Don't have the first out in the second inning yet. On the inside part of the plate, Trista Bennett to the on-deck circle. This game, by the way, getting an early start. Originally slated for a 1 o'clock beginning, but the opening game wrapped up quick enough to give us a lengthy break and an opportunity to start early.
And we get those situations. I mean, this game could run long, which would then put us back probably on time for game 3. So you never want to delay a game if you can start it early to keep you, because inevitably something's going to happen, which is going to push you back. But if you ever go through a day where you can get 4 games in and you finished the day just about where you should be, that's a positive.
Yep. It has been a good day. 3-1 on Burris.
Doesn't play that big into one team because they're here, but you and I are here for the duration. And all of a sudden about 10 o'clock at night, we're like, well, we got to be back here at 9 in the morning, so let's get this thing wrapped up.
Yep. 3-2 pitch, payoff to Burris. Swing and a miss. Burris goes down. Hudson picking up the K. That is the first strikeout in the game. And there's one away for Trista Bennett. Bennett with a single in the first. Popped up, shallow right, back onto the grass goes second baseman Abby Yates. And there is 2 away.
Another big out. Well, I was just getting ready to say for that pop out, if you're Andrew, you really don't want to leave this runner stranded on third. You really like to get her in to at least cut the lead in half, because, 4 spot at the bottom of the first for Georgia Highlands. If you can get 2 of them back, you're chipping away at it.
Well, Casey Thacker will have an opportunity to try to drive in that run. Low and away with a pitch. Good block behind the plate by Warren, making sure that Lang stays at third. Emma Warnock to the on-deck circle. A little high with the pitch from Hudson to Thacker. Well, Georgia Military College, their football schedule not released yet, but I have taken a gander at it, and I see as this one is knocked up the middle, base hit, it'll bring in Lang.
Boy, there's a big 2-out hit there to score that run from third, cut the lead 4-2.
But it looks like some of the conference games are going to be played not just at Georgia Military. So does Central Georgia Tech, do they play on campus?
They have a field, and I think it's on campus, but I can't tell you definitively.
And Andrew College?
They had used the local high school field.
All right. Already got a pitching change. Athens Hudson coming out of the game. She did not look like the happy camper, Athens Hudson.
No, she did not.
Grace Kendrick stepping into the circle. We'll take a look at Grace and get you some Hudson numbers when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the second, Emma Warnock to the plate, facing a new pitcher, Grace Kendrick, coming in with a 3.23 ERA, 3-0 on the year.
And congratulations to Emma Warnock. She was also a first-team All-Region for Andrew College.
Athens Hudson working an inning and 2/3, facing 12. 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 3 hits, 2 runs, and leaves with 2 on.
And as you mentioned earlier, we were talking, Athens Hudson could come back in 2 innings from now and be a totally different pitcher. And that's just that interchangeability that you have in softball that is so unique.
Well, I got a feeling she's in the dugout lobbying as we speak to get back into the game. She did not look pleased with the decision to come out.
And when you're a competitor, you're not.
Warnock reached on an error in the first. Reese Crossland on deck. Fouled back to the screen by Warnock.
Boy, an extra base hit would be huge right now for the Lady Tigers. That could potentially plate 2 people and tie this game back up. But we do have 2 outs right here, so Lady Chargers trying to get out of the inning right here.
In 4 games this year, plated 3 runs. They've already got 2 in this single inning, as that has popped up into the stands. Reese Crossland to the on-deck circle. Top of the order starts the bottom of the inning for Georgia Highlands. And there is strike 3. Out goes Warnock, leaving a couple of base runners on. But 2 runners are in. The lead is cut in half as we head to the bottom of the second.
Now batting for Georgia Highlands, center fielder number 20, Emma Darrow.
Bottom of the second, back to the top of the order. Emma Darrow starts it. Abby Hall and Amani Green, a couple of runs played in the top part of the inning. Two and one the count. Thacker facing Darrow for the second time in the ballgame. Darrow had a single in the first and scored a run. Fouled back to the screen. Georgia Military College and East Georgia State coming up. Gordon and the winner of this one as your nightcap. That is fouled away over beyond the chain link to the left side. Around the second, picked up by Singleton, goes to first, gets Darrow. And there's one out with Abby Hall next. Strong Rock established in 2007.
Number 9, Abby Hall.
All of the Patriots. And I believe they're still looking for their first state championship. Have gotten close in athletics. Gorgeous complex here, and the uniqueness about the complex to me is the multiple fields. Typically you do not see multiple fields on a high school campus.
Yeah, I mean, we've got where we're at, it's almost like a diamond layout. I mean, right here we're looking at the softball side, but on the back side of the building, the other side of the portico, you've got a baseball field, grounder to short.
And Bennett to first in time to get the out.
And then two other fields on the other side of the press box. So, yeah, it's a nice layout. Could have multiple things here.
Interesting thing is, and I guess this is human nature, but we've been coming here 10 or 15 years, and I don't know that I've ventured beyond where I need to be. So I don't know what the other side looks like. And on the other side of this building here, which is only
you haven't?
Nope, 50 feet away, I guess.
Well,
I've never walked back there.
And once this game's over with, you need to just walk through the inside, grab you a cold drink, and then walk out the doors on the other side. It's just a mirror image of this.
Now, is that softball or baseball?
It's baseball.
So I would potentially enter new frontiers if I were to do that.
Yes, sir, you would, at least for a few minutes.
Amani Green with a single, an RBI, and a run scored in the first. Outside of the strike zone, walk given to Green. So a runner on for Kat Kimball. Kimball had a sacrifice fly that drove in a run in the first. Emily Freeman to the on-deck circle. Running is Green in easily to second. Boy, those long legs, you don't have to make many strides.
Nope.
Stolen base, standing in scoring position. High and inside with a pitch to Kimball. Andrew in the third sends Crossland, Singleton, and Benton to the plate. Fouled away by Kimball. Low and inside with a pitch. And the count runs to 3-1 on Kimball. Kimball, a sacrifice fly to right field, drove in a run in the first. Back to the plate here in the second. That is shot towards center field. Nearly caught by Warnock, but pops out of the mid, and that will get Green in. Boy, that's another one of those. Well, do you charge her with an error or do you credit Kimball with a base hit? Let's go the base hit route, which would be an RBI. And turn it into a 5-2 game. Freeman able to get it underneath the mid of Singleton. And a couple of base runners on for Caden Warren, as Georgia Highlands makes some two-out noise here in the bottom of the second. Most runs Andrew College has scored against Georgia Highlands in a game this year is 3. And the least number of runs plated by Georgia Highlands is 14 in this Fighting Tiger Charger matchup. That's a high fly ball to left. Looks like there's room. Reaching back to make sure she had room. As Crossland makes the catch. 2 left on. 1 come in as we head to the third. Top of the third, mid part of the order, Reese Crossland starting it off. Leah Singleton and Hope Bennett due up in the inning 2. Grace Kendrick getting her first full inning of work in after coming in and working the last at bat, which was the last out in the top of the second. And we've got the final Athens Hudson numbers. An inning and 2/3 of work. 12 faced, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 3 hits, 2 runs allowed. Crossland with a walk in the first. Strike delivered on the inside part of the plate. These two teams met on the 5th and 9th of the month and haven't played a game beyond 5. One-two offering. Fouled off the screen, and the count stays a ball and a couple of strikes. Yates, Andrews, and Joyner when you get to the bottom of the third for Georgia Highlands. One-two offering. Sent to second. Yates has got it. Goes to first. And Crossland is out, number one. So away for Leah Singleton. Singleton with a fly out to right field. Last out in the first inning. Home Benton on deck, swing and a miss by Singleton. Obviously, it behooves to win when you play on. One hopped right back to Kendrick, and there's two away. Home Benton to the plate. Benton got hit by a pitch. Scored a run in the second. Chaz Lang to the on-deck circle. Kendrick has now faced three and retired all three. Inside to Benton. No more home games for all of these GCAA teams. Play here with hopes of moving on. Fouled away by Benton. Benton hit by a pitch. Scored that run in the second inning. One of two runs that plated. Lang had the other. One offering Benton. Taking a pitch high and inside. Kendrick a single save in 69 and the third innings of work. On the inside part of the plate to Benton. Andrew College hitting .255 as a team. A little bit outside with a pitch to Benton. Kendrick tried to turn it into a 1-2-3 inning. Retire her fourth straight. Hope Benton trying to get aboard for the Fighting Tigers. It'll be popped up, foul territory in front of the dugout. Over at first, Benton able to, or trying to get aboard, was hoping for another opportunity, but Freeman makes the catch. For out number 3, 4 in a row, retired by Kendrick.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Perhaps got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Now batting for Georgia Highlands, number 11, Abby Yates.
We head to the bottom of the third. Abby Yates will start it. Macy Andrews, Hayden Joyner, 2 up in the inning, 2. 3 up, 3 down in the top part of the inning. Grace Kendrick, since coming into the game, has faced 4 and retired each one of them. Yates with an RBI single in the first. Macy Andrews on deck. That is a high fly ball center field. That will be out of reach of Emma Warnock. On her way to second, Yates, and she's there safely, a leadoff double. So a base runner in scoring position for Macy Andrews. At Locust Grove, 81 currently. Air quality 46 and good. The UV index 8 and very high. Got winds out of the south at 4, gusting to 7. 20-mile visibility, 54% humidity. 8:18 sunset. Temperature is 7 degrees above normal. And last but not least, the moon is 227,173 miles away. 1-1 pitch popped up. Foul territory, and able to go get it is first baseman Bailey Prescott. Tagging going to third, Yates. Went out for Hayden Joyner. Top of the order, Imatero to the on-deck circle. Hit to third, fielded there by Benton. Gave a brief look at Yates. Then goes to first, and there's 2 gone. Top of the order, Imatero, 1 for 2 in the game. As Singleton ground out to second. Admittedly, I like all the data that's available on your iPhone weather app. Here's the downside. Is anything you touch brings you to another page. But of course, that's how I found out how far away the moon was. So I guess there is benefit up the middle. Single from Taro that brings in Yates. Second Darrow base hit. This one produces a run. Abby Hall followed by Amani Green. Hall 1 for 2 in the game. A single and a ground out to short. Lang, Prescott, and Burris in the fourth for Andrew College. 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Nice catch at third by Benton, denying Hall the opportunity to bloop herself aboard. 1 runner stranded, 1 runner in. The lead is 4 as we head to the fourth.
leading off the top of the fourth inning for Andrew College. Right fielder number 3, Jazz Lane.
Top of the fourth, the 8-hitter Jazz Lang starting it off. Bailey Prescott and Felicia Burris due up in the inning 2. Chargers get a run. Abby Yates leads off the bottom of the third with a double. Eventually comes in on the Darrow single. And foul on the right side by Lang. Lang with a single, and then you couple that with a pair of errors. Eventually came in and scored a run. Grace Kendrick facing her 5th since coming into the game in the 2nd. Bailey Prescott on deck. That is fouled off to the first base dugout side. And out of play. Tomorrow, same game times. 10, 1, 4, and 7. As we continue to narrow the field. And you'll get your first of the elimination games tomorrow. A little bit inside with a pitch to Lang. And the count will even up at 2. And don't forget to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Trying to grow those numbers. The more the merrier. Crossed over the 6,400 subscriber mark in the opening game. We appreciate that. So the next stop, 6,500. And it's such a simple process. Cursor over button and a click. Into center field, and that will snap a string of 4 straight. Retired by Kendrick. Laying on with her second base hit of the game. And the runners on for Bailey Prescott. Prescott with a walk in the second. Felicia Burris moves to the on-deck circle. Prescott after the walk got the second, was left there in the second. Fouled up against the screen by Prescott. Green, Kimball, and Freeman when you get to the bottom of the fourth for Georgia Highlands. Got a runner on, nobody gone. Top part of inning number 4. Here is the 0-2 offering to Prescott. A little bit inside to run the count to 1-2. One ball, couple of strikes. Popped up over towards the dugout at third. Able to go and get it from third is Amani Green. And Lang holds it first. So on the way, we're back to the top of the order. Felicia Burris, who lined out to third and struck out, coming back to the plate. Third time in 4 innings, Trista Bennett to the on-deck circle. Over to first, stepping on the bag for the out there. Throw to second. Force was taken away, so had to tag around, and that's what Yates did. So the Chargers turn the double play and send us to the bottom of the fourth in a 4-run ball game. You do know when the year ends for junior colleges, we continue to provide you sports here on JockJive. That's one of the events. Happens at Southern Miss. 10 weeks with the Showcase Series in about 14 different venues, including Southern Miss, Troy University, LSU. As that'll find its way into center field, leadoff base hit from Amani Green. I believe Nichols State, West Alabama, West Florida. Just a litany of different venues, and we'll be there all summer long. So don't leave us after May comes along and the championships are decided. Down to second goes Green with their second stolen base of the game. Also coming up this summer, Babe Ruth World Series in Jamestown, New York. Cal Ripken World Series in Branson, Missouri. DBB World Series in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And more. A little bit inside with a pitch to Kat Kimball. Kimball with a sacrifice and a single. 2 RBIs. Nobody out, bottom of the fourth. As that is popped up into right field, there for the catch is Jag Lang. And tagging and going to third is Amani Green. One out for Emily Freeman. Caden Warren is on deck. That is dropped into left field, base hit. Green is in. Freeman delivering with an RBI single. Her third hit of the game. And the Charger lead goes to 5. And it looks like the Georgia Military College Bulldogs have entered the house. Possibility that we begin the 4 o'clock game a little early. It's 2 hours and 6 minutes from starting. And we're in the bottom of the 4th here. That is popped up to left. Crossland says she's got it. She does. Warren flies out for out number 2. Back to first goes Freeman. Well, and 2, that's a good reason for subscribing to our YouTube channel, because you can go ahead and click that you want an alert when the link goes live. You don't have to keep coming back to say, well, am I going to start the game or not? We'll alert you. From second, Singleton with a catch. Yates flies out. 1 runner stranded, another run in as we head to the 5th.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning for Andrew College, number 7, Trista Bennett.
Two-hitter Tristan Bennett starting things off as we get the top of the 5th underway. Casey Thacker and Emma Warnock 2 up in the inning as well. Bennett 1 for 2 in the game, singled in the first, popped out to second in the second. Chargers at least a run every inning. 4 in the first and 1 each in the second, third, and fourth. And leading by 5 in the 5th. Andrew College trying to do something in this game they haven't done this year against Georgia Highlands. And that is force a 6th inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Able to get a piece of it. Bennett stays alive. Grace Kendrick has now worked an inning and 2/3. Another 0-2 offering. Rolled to first. Freeman's got it, goes to the bag. Bennett out number 1. Casey Thacker next. 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI. Ground into a 2-4 in the first, singled in the second. Another opportunity for Freeman at first. Two away for Emma Warnock. Warnock has reached on an error and struck out. 0 for 2 in the game. 2 gone, nobody aboard. Bottom of the order in the bottom of the 5th. 8, 9, and 1. Andrews, Joyner, and Darrow.
Now to play for the Tigers, center fielder
And again, I just have a sneaky suspicion that we're going to get that Georgia Military College East Georgia State game underway ahead of a 4 o'clock first pitch. Upstairs to Warnock. Reese Crossland to the on-deck circle. Two ground outs to first. Nobody on. Popped up, and it'll get on top of the dugout at third. Green nearby, and she's definitely got some length, but that was still a little too tall and a little too far towards the other side of fair territory. The 1-2 pitch, a little bit inside. Count even at 2, couple of balls, couple of strikes. Couple of outs with nobody on, top of the 5th. That is a fair ball. Finds its way into left field. Warnock will put on the brakes and hold at first, but a 2-out single. Second hit off Kendrick. 5th Andrew Collins base hit of the ball game.
Now batting for the Tigers, left fielder number 24, Reese Crossland.
And a runner on for Reese Crossland. Crossland with a walk and a ground out to second. That is floated in the direction of left field, and breaking quickly to her left to make the catch is Hayden Joyner. And Crossland with a fly out, leaving Warnock on.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Now batting for Georgia Highlands, number 18, Macy Andrews.
Macy Andrews starting it off for the Chargers, 0 for 2 in the game. Has ground out to the pitcher and popped out to first. Sends that one foul towards the dugout at third. Andrew Collins, as I mentioned, trying to do something in this game they haven't done yet this year. And that's take the Chargers to the 6th. To go to the 6th, they've got to keep the Chargers from scoring 3. And there's only been one inning in which they have played it multiple runs, and that was the first. Andrews with a fly out for out number 1.
Now batting for the Chargers, left fielder number 4,
Hayden Joyner next. Joyner with a fly out to right and a ground out to third. 0 for 2 in the game. That is ground to second. Scooped up there by Singleton. Dropped. Couldn't get it over to first in time. And Joyner's on, compliments of an E4. Top of the order coming to the plate, Imantaro. And reaching, by the way, on the E4 was a pinch hitter. And I'm looking down the roster to see. Actually, no, that was Joyner. Now you got the pinch runner coming in. And the pinch runner is Haley Love. And gets the stolen base, standing at second, Imodoro to the plate. Slow roller to Thacker. She'll scoop it and go to first. To third goes Love. So there's two away. Abby Hall to the plate. Abby Hall with a single and ground out to short, a line out to third, 1 for 3. Strike one to Hall. Amani Green is on deck. Oh, 1 pitch. Outside of the strike zone to even the count up. Singleton, Benton, and Lang. When you get to the Andrew College 6th. One pitch, too high, ball 2. All singled in the first, lined out to short in the second, lined out to fifth to third in the third. Now back to the plate in the fifth. Low and away with the Thacker pitch, 3-1. Three-one pitch. Got the inside part of the plate. Georgia Highlands, 342 runs in 48 games. High pitch and a walk given to Hall. Couple of base runners on for Amani Green.
Now batting for Georgia Highlands, third baseman, number 3, Amani Green.
Green, couple of singles and a walk, 3 runs scored, 1 RBI, 2 stolen bases. It has been busy for Amani Green. Swing bunt, pitch coming in low. Kat Kimball to the on-deck circle. Hall taking the opportunity to get the second. And now a couple of base runners in scoring position. High pitch to Green. Two-oh pitch, right back up the middle. In to score is Joyner, in to score is Hall. Throw going to the plate. Amani Green takes second. Two RBIs on the single. And now the runner that can end the game in scoring position. Kat Kimball to the plate. 1 for 2 in the game. Sends that one into the corner, and that's going to do it. Kimball will wind up at second with a double. Drives in Green. And the ball game is officially over. It took an hour and 22 to complete. And we have wrapped up game number 2 in the GCAA Softball Championships. Georgia Highlands moving into the 7 p.m. game tonight against Gordon. And Andrew Collins with an elimination date tomorrow against South Georgia State. Fighting Tigers, 5 hits, 2 errors, stranding 6. Got a couple of runs in the second. Georgia Highlands, 14 hits, 3 errors. They will get 4 runs in the first, a run each in the second, third, and fourth, and 3 runs in the fifth, leaving 7 on. And there is your final, 10-2. Couple of games in the books. Halfway there, day 1 of the GCAA Softball Championships. I think it is now very safe to say we're going to get the first pitch for Georgia Military and East Georgia State before 4 o'clock. That's an hour 50 from now. So don't forget, subscribe, hit the alert button. It will tell you when the link goes live and when the Bulldogs are taking on the Bobcats. For all the folks with the GCAA and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.